Hello, welcome to the News Broadcast Daily. Following today's top stories.
Vietnamese Party National Assembly and government leaders emphasize cooperation increase with the European Union. The Asian Development Bank makes public its country partnership strategy with Vietnam for 2012-2015. Vietnam is making efforts to stamp out poverty epidemics.
Party National Assembly and government leaders have all emphasized the importance of increasing multifaceted cooperation with the European Union at their separate meetings with the visiting President of the European Council, Herman Van Rompuy.
Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng described Rompuy's visit to Vietnam a new milestone in the Vietnam-EU relations. He spoke highly of the efficiencies of EU cooperation and assistance to Vietnam, as well as its pledge for further assistance to the country until 2020. The party leader said he expects the EU will expand multifaceted cooperation in the fields the two sides have strengths. For his part, Rompuy stated that the EU will maintain its assistance to Vietnam, as well as support the country's sustainable growth, institutional reform, and human resource development. He delivered the EU hopes to be a partner of Vietnam, not only in economics and trade, but also in politics. The Union also supports the settlement of marine disputes through peaceful measures on the basis of the international law, Rompuy said. Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng gave a reception for the European Council President on the start of his official visit to Vietnam. He told his guests about huge potential for cooperation between the two sides, suggesting both further their economic, trade, investment, and tourism ties. Dũng expressed his hope that the Union will keep providing official development assistance to Vietnam in building infrastructure and coping with climate change and rising sea level. Rompuy replied that the EU always wants to strengthen cooperation with Vietnam. He said his visit once again affirms the Union's commitment to enhancing the multidimensional cooperation with the South Asian country. National Assembly Chairman Nguyễn Sinh Hùng met with the visiting EU official on November 1st. He affirmed Vietnam always tries to build a fair partnership and encourages comprehensive and long-term cooperation with the EU to promote development around the region. He hoped Rompuy will facilitate cooperation between the Vietnamese National Assembly and the European Parliament in the near future. Rompuy said the EU is keen for Vietnam to continue its role in the relations between the Union and ASEAN. He added that the EU and the European Parliament were impressed with the Vietnamese government's question and answer sessions at the National Assembly. He said that these underlined the legislature dynamism and new approach.
Vietnamese businesses are capitalizing on the ASEAN-India Trade in Goods Agreement, which was launched 2 years ago. They can explore numerous opportunities ahead in the Indian market following the review of the agreement impacts in Ho Chi Minh City on October 31st.
Experts agreed that the agreement has brought Vietnam a lot of chances to promote her political and trade ties, especially with taxation with India. Businesses in Ho Chi Minh City alone raked in $763 million in trade with India in 2011, an expansion of 57% from 2010. The agreement offers a realistic prospect for Vietnam in increasing trade with India. It is because India is committed to lowering its tariffs on some exports that Vietnam is strong in, such as garments, footwear, wood and wooden products, aquatic products, coal, rubber, iron and steel. An official from the Ministry of Industry and Trade advised Vietnamese firms to attend more trade fairs and increase advertising in order to gain greater access to Indian consumers. Meanwhile, the Indian Consul General in Vietnam urged Vietnamese businesses to invest in construction, telecommunications, electricity, transport, automobile technology, retail and consumer stocks in his country.
The Asian Development Bank, ADB, on October 31st introduced its country partnership strategy with Vietnam for 2012-2015. It will come up with continual assistance to help the country reach upper middle income status.
From now to 2015, the institution will support Vietnam in realizing its target of rising to upper middle income status through achieving inclusive growth and enhancing economic efficiency and environmental sustainability. The support provided will be based on principles that align with priorities of the country's socio-economic development plan for the 2011-2015, which also intersects with its socio-economic development strategy up until 2020. It will focus on 6 core areas in the public sector: education, energy, finance, transport, water supply, agriculture, natural resources, and the environment. Total suggested lending for the period will amount to $2.6 billion from ordinary capital resources and $1.2 billion from concessions granted by the Asian Development Fund. Funding for technical assistance will reach $8 million annually.
500 domestic and foreign scientists are gathering at a seminar in northern Quảng province to look at cutting-edge nanotechnology and its applications. The event will last for 4 days from October 31st.
This is International Seminar on Advanced Material Science and Nanotechnology. We'll see presentations on the results of the studies on polymer, electronic and photonic materials, nanoproducts and technologies for living sciences and the environment. It will come up with the latest applications of the trendy nanotechnology in the world and ways to boost collaboration in the field. Nanotechnology is mainly used in information technology, robotics, cosmetics, energy, medicine, and archiving. The event is jointly organized by the Ministry of Science and Technology, Vietnam's Academy of Science and Technology, and the Japanese National Institute for Material Science.
Over 700 petrol and gas dealers nationwide have been fined for selling substandard and underweight products. The finding was announced by the Ministry of Science and Technology following its 3-month inspection. We have more.
The inspection finally came up with a finding of over 5 billion Vietnam dongs for 700 businesses out of the 5,300 establishments visited. Of the 154 selling bottled gas found guilty, 79.8% had broken legal regulations on weights and measures. The others were charged with selling poor quality products. Of all the violators, 246 had committed fraud by falsifying volumes, equaling 43.3% of those charged, while 90 had supplied poor quality products, accounting for 15.8%. Some claimed it was partly due to using inadequate equipment for measuring volumes, as well as dealers tampering with the quality of high-octane and low-octane petrol. In addition, the inspectors brought to light other cases of fraud involving industrial property violations and illegal pricing.
Vietnam is making efforts to stem out poultry epidemics. Relevant officials on October 31st met in the central coastal city of Nha Trang discussing the deployment of the work.
The Department of Animal Health reported that avian flu has been detected in 32 cities and provinces, while foot and mouth disease occurs in 7 cities and provinces nationwide. Besides, blue ear swine disease has spread to 23 provinces, resulting in the killing of 45,000 affected pigs. The situation is attributed to the changeable weather conditions, the growth of germs in previously infected areas, and negligence by local authorities. In addition, the transport smuggling of livestock and their products, especially into Quang and Lạng Sơn, which border China, has led to the appearance of new strains of viruses. The Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development has asked various agencies to promptly detect the remaining pockets where diseases are still there. This will be conducted in tandem with sterilization and vaccination programs and by controlling the movement of livestock and fowl.
And that is the end of our news today. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.